having that fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Congrats on that victory.
Thank you.
All right, let's send it back over to the couch.
You changed socks.
Yeah, I did. I got the chili socks on.
That's good. You stepped up.
I'm a chili boy.
Why did you bring 2 pairs of socks?
I've actually been meaning to wear these whilst I was eating chilies in the last couple of weeks, but I just forget to put them on.
Right on time.
And now, I'm going to be eating not a chili, but a lime, but I brought my chili socks nonetheless. Also, my other socks just got wet. So I was like, I mean, you're still...
I'm just sitting with...
You've got gross, squidgy sock test. Put it down.
I got a damp
Yeah,
soul.
in Bryce's defense, there's been weeks where you just didn't bring socks as well.
That's true. Like week 3 or something, I came here. I think I came here barefoot.
You're such an animal.
I know. We talked about this before. It's how I like to live my life. And then I needed to borrow socks from you. So there you go. All right. Speaking of socks, some of you guys sent in some pictures of your socks.
Oh,
Let's just run through some of those. Nico plays games.
Running
Sent
through
in this. Yep. There we go. There's the bottom of Nico's socks. We've got was T555. He said for science.
Yep. Okay.
That's a weird foot.
His sock looks
Science has
too big
failed.
for his foot.
Yeah, you need
Waz T555.
One size down.
Yeah.
Smaller socks.
or get a bigger foot.
True.
Zenk Os.
Oh god.
I don't follow the rules.
Oh,
Those
wait.
socks.
That's
Those
like the opposite of everything.
I
That
know,
is-
but those are dope socks. 'Cause
Wait.
they're not thongs. They're
Wait.
socks with
Oh,
feet and
hold
thongs
on.
on them.
Oh,
they're
I
socks.
thought this
They're
was
socks.
I thought this was a Photoshop of like anime feet on the wrong foot. But are those actually socks?
Those
But
are-
obviously like on the wrong foot.
Those are actually socks. The feet are the wrong
Ah.
way, but they're actually socks.
Trust Zenk to just do something abhorrent like this.
And then finally, last one. Did I make the cut? And you just squeaked in.
Yep.
There you go. What
That's
does it say
just-
on there?
Destiny 2.
Destiny, get those socks off my screen! Oh my god, ridiculous!
You idiot.
What, me?
Yes.
I didn't pick these.
You
You
idiot.
Phrase
must
of the
have sent
split,
me.
by the way.
Yeah.
All right,
You idiot has just become your thing.
It-
for
it
the
is your
split.
I just
default.
Yeah.
I feel like I just sit here a lot and it's just
you idiot.
you idiot.
God, your dad's watching right now. He's so ashamed of you. Oh, he's not watching right now. He's watching in 2 days' time. All right, from socks to box. It's time for Nick's box. First question comes in from Zorro.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Nick boy. My name is Zorro.
Hello,
You don't need to
Zorro.
lean in. I'll read it to you. That's
Okay.
by the way, that is the tiniest font in the world. If anyone's watching on their phone, good luck. I have a quick question. I'm trying to get my friends into League, and I need some points to give them. I keep telling them that Fortnite is garbage and not a strategic game compared to League, but they refuse to listen, let alone believe me. How do I get them into League?
Play a game of Fortnite with them
Yep.
and they'll realize and then they'll be like, oh yeah, League's pretty good, bro.
That's a pretty good point.
Yeah.
Wait, do they not already play Fortnite?
I think that they just want to get them into League.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe you could wreck the game by playing it with them.
Do you want
sabotage
someone
their
to
game.
run it down in Fortnite in their game?
Yeah,
That's what
the
you want.
soft end.
You want
just go
you
down
want
mid.
Disco Nunu in Fortnite. I respect it.
See, I have a stronger opinion than that.
Please. You always do.
I just think you need new friends.
Oh, that's
If
good.
your friends are the kind of people that play Fortnite over League of Legends, a la when Bryce played Fortnite over League of Legends for a little bit, I just
never
stopped
did that.
hanging out with Bryce.
We did it with PUBG.
Absolutely, you went through a Fortnite phase, don't you lie?
Oh, I mean, like, hold on. We want to critique me. I'm actually not that much of like a gamer. You're a gamer. You're a gamer. I just play League of Legends.
Yeah.
I have had like I've played a couple of other games, but like
think you're better
especially
than us?
Come
no,
on, we
especially
play WoW, PUBG, and
especially
Fortnite.
especially like in season, I don't touch anything
You're
else.
a COD player?
Oh, I mean, way back when. Oh, you mean? Yeah, but like,
then you're
like
a gamer.
no, but like, I play very few
Yeah,
things.
you don't play-
play
yeah, that's true.
literally everything.
Yeah,
you play most of everything. Jake, I don't even know what Jake
I
does.
play League of Legends and Switch
Yeah.
during the season, and then, yeah.
That's about it.
But no, you want actually like actual tips to like get people into League of Legends? It's been a bloody while, but I think like play normal games. Like League can be a hard game to like. There's a steep learning curve. So
Yep.
like playing with like a group of
Yeah,
5
yeah.
people is very important. Like having people to just have fun, like just joke around. Like
Yeah.
you can be playing like Teemo mid.
I
like,
strongly
whatever.
agree,
Yeah,
yeah.
just troll, just have some fun, get
Start
into
on
it. And
bot games maybe as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Like,
Co-op
just
versus
you know,
AI,
like
for sure.
where
Yeah.
you can just wreck and
Yeah.
and it's
But
fine.
the most
Yeah.
important thing is just try and get 5 people. You know, like try and play together with your friends because that is when League of Legends is its most fun.
Find new
yeah,
friends.
it's like a social lubricant, like all good multiplayer games. It's just like it's a way that you can hang out.
Yeah.
Also, maybe we get some fantasy league going. Maybe some
Hey.
fantasy league, boys. Hey, get some fantasy league. Hey, yeah, idiot. All right, next question comes in from Sinule. I need some help with love. My boyfriend has been spending quite a bit of time with his friends and not that much with me. Anything I try to do with him, like asking questions to know each other better or a game of League, he puts off by saying he's not in the mood or can we do it tomorrow, which we never do. I feel like I might be acting a little clingy, but it's really getting to me. Am I actually his girlfriend or am I just a friend? He calls his girlfriend.
This is a deep one.
This is real sad.
What is it? Hit the gym, lawyer up. Isn't that the our relationship meme?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Why not just like, do they duo? We need more information because if they're playing in different lanes, then I feel like
they're not playing at
excuse.
all. I
That's
think
what
is
I'm saying.
the problem.
If they're doing bot though, there's like no excuse to not play.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
This
Well, I
is the
mean,
2% pyro.
I feel
This
like
is
this is definitely
This is hard.
this is a roughie. This is some deep-seated problems.
Dump him.
Some problemos.
I was waiting for Nick to just give you an
Because
answer.
seriously, if he doesn't have time to spend with you, if he's literally only spending time with his friends, you don't need that. Respect yourself and go, I want to be with someone who wants to spend time with me. It doesn't need to be every minute of the day. Don't call yourself clingy. You're clearly not being clingy. You just want to spend a bit of time with your boyfriend. That's ridiculous. It's making you think badly about yourself, and then suddenly you're going, am I the problem? No! This idiot's the boyfriend. Get him out of your life.
On the flip side, maybe have a conversation first and explain that this is what's going on.
Set clear
And
expectations.
then if that doesn't improve the situation, I actually agree with Nick.
Yeah.
That's a first.
And also, maybe get in contact with Zorro and play some League with Zorro. Everybody
Yeah.
wins. Zorro's looking for someone to play League with. You're looking for someone to play League with. Love is in the air. All right, next question. Beck. Hey, Nick Boy. I don't know why I scream every time.
Hey, Beck.
Yeah. What's up, Beck?
It's Beck again. So Beck wrote in a couple of weeks ago. Can't remember the question, but she said that we were great. That's all I took away from it.
Nice.
I was
great.
watching your Nico painting OPL stream, and it made me wonder if you guys would consider an art trade with your next painting. I'm a traditional painter myself, and love to paint along with you guys during stream.
Oh.
Maybe sending updates via Twitter or Instagram, and we can compare and maybe trade paintings later. If trading art ain't your thing, I know how much you want your Gragas back. I mean, who wouldn't want that beautiful face gracing their walls? Perhaps I could send mine in as a fan art submission to add to the walls at the OPL HQ.
Absolutely.
Every single
100%.
thing in that message was a good idea.
Yes.
Like the whole thing was just yes. Beautiful.
Rusty.
We spoke about this yesterday, didn't we, Nick, on like other ideas potentially?
Yep.
Because we may not always be able to paint all the time.
Yes,
But
correct.
We definitely want it, like if there's a traditional artist that wants to paint alongside in
Yeah.
any capacity, that would be phenomenal.
I have two suggestions because I don't think we'll do another painting stream this split. We definitely will next split. You could paint something from the OPL to send in, like us. You could paint us in our most us form. Bryce,
Probably crying after
chili
chili.
socks and
Nick
covered in
just like
tears.
feet up to the camera.
Me just not caring about anything anymore, etc., etc. But what I would love before that is if you could paint Gragas, but paint our Gragas. So I want to see a real artist's interpretation of our Gragas, but you're not trying to make it look like fix it.
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it needs to be.
No, it's a good version of Algrag.
A
Yeah,
good
yeah, yeah,
version
yeah,
of our
yeah.
Gragas, but not a good version of Gragas.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I like-
Do we like that idea?
I like that
And then we
idea
put
a
that
lot.
bad
like
boy
both
up
of
there
those
to match
ideas.
that nightmare over there.
Yeah.
Both good suggestions.
All right, good. We'll get back to you, Beck. Steph, hey guys, I have two questions. What's your
Steph.
favorite thing about OPL versus other regions pro broadcasts? Two, how do you de-stress, de-tilt when life and league gets the better of you?
Ooh. So
Okay.
start with question one.
Yep. As you do.
The thing that, and this is just my opinion of it, my favorite thing about the OPL is that it's very clearly our home region, right? So there's that extra attachment to that. That's always going to be a big thing.
Yep.
But this is one of the few broadcasts that like I will watch and I would laugh along. I feel like I'm talking to friends and like I really enjoy it. Except
This
for the
bullshit.
socks. Like if we could just like crop out Nick Boy for
If
it,
we could zoom in on the socks, that would be fantastic.
it's just so much better.
Yeah. No, I think that's the unique selling point, right? That it is hanging out with mates.
Because that's what people want, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, my favorite caster is Kobe. I don't know anyone at home or anyone in here who their favorite caster is, but the reason I like Kobe so much is I feel like I'm watching football with my mate on the couch. That's just how he speaks to me, and I love that, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
So,
Bryce?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, it's the attachment to it. I mean, I spent literally like 4 years playing.
You're
right?
trapped, you can't
so,
get out.
Well, somewhat, but like
Stuck
I
in somewhere.
know it's like I can watch a game of League of Legends, and I feel like I played for the competitive aspects, and a lot of pro players do. And now, like, I'm on the other side of the coin, but I can like watch a game, and you can understand like what the players are feeling, right?
Yeah.
And like I really like that about like the OPL because I've met every single one of the players. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of them personally, so it's like that attachment for me. And then yeah, like for like casting wise, I've literally just spent the whole day sitting on this couch talking shit with you. So
That's true.
It's just a really good time.
My favorite thing about the OPL is they pay me. Jake?
there's lots of good things about like other broadcast regions. Like, you know, LCK's always had like really good casting. I think their downtime's really good. Like LEC this year's got a really European flavor, but there's just one thing the other broadcasts have never had, and it's me. So
just saw
that's
that
why
coming.
the OPL broadcast is superior.
No, I thought you were going to
in
go like
most
with it.
every single way. It's just if you want to track the success, it's me.
You know what else
personally-
we have? You know what else we have that nobody else does?
What?
A lot of humility, apparently.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Humbled by
That's
that.
true.
I
Is that your pick, Pyra?
Yeah, I'm the foreigner, right? So like I'm kind of moving about to like different regions. I was in Europe and now I'm here, obviously. I think it definitely is like the chill
It came
atmosphere.
for me.
And I've got the young spawn with me as well. The 2% that we disagree is not enough to make me dislike it.
it's a 98% that you disagree.
Oh, I thought it was the other way
2% is
around.
that you agree.
Oh, I got that one backwards. That's too bad.
Yeah.
But if we want the serious answer,
Yeah.
it's me.
Yeah. All right.
Just doesn't
How do you de-stress and de-tilt? Just one word answer.
Oh, I can't do one word.
Well, give me two.
De-stressing from League, the answer is stop.
Yep. De-stressing from life?
Play League.
Oh.
That's actually literally it, right? Like small sentences, like as a pro player, I just play all the time, and then I figured out I would play so much better on a Monday when my Sunday I spent out of the house doing other stuff.
Yep.
It's like stand up, do stuff, go out, like play with your mates, bloody go see a movie, go see your girlfriend, actually spend time with them, lol. And then and then like do something else and come back.
Spend time with family, read.
Yeah, Jasper, Reid.
Yep.
Moderation. It's one
Moderate. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to spend any more time with that at all.
It's like, stop reading. Finally, Bishop TV. Why doesn't anyone ever wear socks? I swear to God, this question came in before this happened. Because
I don't know, man.
Because oftentimes, you two and Jake are rocking the sort of like rolled up cuffs.
Sockettes.
Oh,
Sockettes. You guys are wearing socks.
They're hidden
Yeah,
socks.
always.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a show where we haven't worn socks, just besides you once.
There's been a show where I've worn socks and you didn't know about it. I was wearing like black jeans. I was wearing basically this outfit, just no socks, and you
Not-
never knew. And I got off on it that you didn't know.
Not wearing socks in shoes makes you a disgusting, filthy
It was
human
awful.
being.
It's because I forgot
like
my
it's
socks.
actually like
It
it's
wasn't
just
a
gross.
choice.
So like
Bryce.
I always wear the tiny, and the socks are too small for me intentionally because I
It says
love
bamboozled.
Yep.
I love. Yeah, it does say bamboozled. Where like they sit because you just like if you're wearing shoes and then you're rolling your cuff.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to have like a little bit of sock poking out.
No.
You just want shoe then pant. So you just get like just enough sock to cover the
business
foot.
etiquette is that
but
you
then-
want socks to go the whole way to the pants
Yeah.
line, is it not though?
I mean,
we're kind of.
I'm
Spawn,
literally
you worked
wearing
in
jeans.
Finance.
Yeah, no. So,
So-
if
Yeah.
you're actually in like a suit,
Yeah.
then there should be a small gap between your business shoe, your dress shoe, and your suit pant, and there should be a nice sock.
Yeah.
visible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Power sock.
Yeah, but we're not
a power
wearing
tie.
suits on the couch. We're just chilling out.
We're basically now only wearing socks.
Look what you've done, Bishop.
Look what you've done. All right, that is it for Nick's Box. If you've got more things that you want to submit to Nick's Box, send them in. asking@gmail.com.
Maybe send Nick some socks as well.
Maybe send me some
Got
socks.
some socks
Yeah.
in his box.
Because my socks are now soaking.
What's
It's
in the
disgusting.
box? It's a sock. Sock in my.
All right. This is now my least favorite thing about the OPL. The next game is Legacy versus Chiefs. I'd asked to see the tipping spicy tips board, but I don't care because Bryce needs to eat.
because
he
said he'll eat 2.
I
Oh,
did not
yeah.
say that.
Yeah, you need
No,
to eat
you
too.
both said this.
We made a bet.
No, we didn't.
You agreed.
The bet that I made was on camera with Pyro. There's physical evidence. This is.
You made one today.
No, I
Chat,
didn't.
back me up.
The
If,
chat-
if
You did it.
Bryce
You
made a
did.
bet saying that he'd eat 2 limes if he lost solo, then type 1 in the chat.
What do you mean? You can't just.
Of course I
that
can.
is-
I have all the power.
Yeah, you do. This is such a power dynamic. I'm
I
being
know.
abused.
I know. It's fantastic.
No.
All right.
Oh, fine, whatever.
The Twitter stream is going to be Swiper, rounding out our day of top laners. I think we're ready. So let's throw it over the desk. Type 1 in chat to Jacob Pyra. A bunch of 1s. Holy
God
shit,
damn
that's a
it.
lot of 1s.
I hate chat so much.
And a 7.
Wow. Good stuff.
Hey,
It's the best thing about the OPL.
certainly is.
I shouldn't have said that. Now I've just given you more.
No one can give
Ego.
me more power.
No.
I have unlimited power.
You have unlimited power.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Only within this room.
Yeah.
As soon as
So
I
this is
leave
like your
this
genie
room,
bottle.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, is it?
Phenomenal cosmic power, itty bitty living space.
Itty bitty living space.
Exactly. Good stuff. We're in Picks and Bands. It's Legacy versus Chiefs. It is the OPL Classico.
What did you say, Nick?
And Spawn's distracted.
The new genie. Yeah.
Yeah, you're Will
Yeah.
Smith. No?
No, I am Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams genie, best genie.
It is the best genie. Nothing against Will Smith, but best genie Robin Williams.
Well, I'd leap up had them 40 thieves.
You can just sing through the whole Pick and Ban? Because I'm down with it.
Scheherazade had 1,000 tails.
Good stuff. I wonder if... Who's wishing for victory today? Both the teams. Legacy obviously really need to pick one up, but it's going to be a tough one against Chiefs Esports Club.
This is
Back to second
hilarious.
place. There's some interesting bands. They're all targeting Swiper. What the heck?
Big Swipses, Croc in the top, and Kled and Skull have hit the bench. Does the Rumble get targeted? Do they go with the triple Sniper ban? No, they don't.
They banned the LeBlanc. Okay.
And that's so funny because Claire not known as a long ball player, but solo killed Swiffer yesterday and absolutely ran a train over the order lineup. So I think that that's a very good ban.
I agree. So Legacy definitely trying to ban out some of the wild cards, some of the X factors. Swiper, big experienced player in the top, always has a couple of signature champions. I mean, he can just go back onto the Rumble this time around, but he can play just about anything. Yasuo, Braum, J-Sol banned away on the Chiefs side, and it's back over to Legacy. And will they dare to just blind pick the Riven for Paprise? That'd be hilarious. I would love that. But it's the Ryze instead.
Certainly is. They can probably play it in a couple of positions as well. I hope Swiper just goes through the rest of his pocket pick champions. You know, Alawi, show the Rumble. He's a big cannon player, Tryndamere player. Nah, he plays as well.
Oh boy.
Pretty much just going through his sleeve
Look at
right
his
now.
face. He's looking at every single champion like, oh, which ones do I play? Nah, okay, I'll have some fun. Let's go ahead and pick up the Ezreal for Raze.
As Alistar would make a lot of sense if you are the Chiefs Esports Club right now. There is Morgana still available, but without Braum there, the team fight answers are really gone. And Morgana only saves one person, so I would like to see a little bit of force coming out. You could also go Tahm Kench if you wanted to go 1-3-1. Kind of shuts down the Ryze pick.
Yeah, this is the safest of safe lanes, to be honest. It's going to be very difficult for Legacy to get any kills down in that bottom side at the beginning of the game. But let's see what they add to this Ryze here in the next 10 seconds. Thresh has been a pretty big priority for a lot of the OPL teams. It does get locked in for crazy. And will they pair it up with the Kalista? It's been rising in priority, but I believe yet to find a win still in the OPL.
Certainly has not, and I think this is a really good lane into Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench is really good because of that grey health. But Kalista can kind of decide when her damage comes out, so it really puts him in two minds about when he has to pop that shield to take the minimum damage required. Also with Crazy Ever lands a hook on it. They've got genuine kill threat on both people because if Tahm Kench eats the bait, then you just follow the catfish and you flay them both back.
Yes, you can do. Now for Chiefs, that's an interesting pickup. The Corki comes in for Claire.
Really good pickup. So Corki can run Cleanse really easily. Also can run Teleport. So will be good into any matchup. Really good blind pick. E got a buff where it does 40 more damage level 1. Also shreds about 7 armor, I think, if you stand in the full duration of it. So it's like 120 damage and like shredding armor. Does magic damage. So good mixed damage and is just the safest laner ever. Valkyrie is such a good tool to get away. He's range. He's very safe. Can farm with rockets after level 6. He was a power pick. Then crit items got changed. Then he got buffed to make up for the crit item changes because he wasn't being played. And then crit items got reverted. So he's technically stronger than the last time he was a power pick. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of Corki.
Yeah. You can just go.
One of my favorite champions in League of Legends. And I think provides such a good, laning phase into, the best 3 item spike, I think, in League of Legends. Trinity Force IE Rapid Fire Cannon is just insane.
He's just such a well-rounded champion, too, so he always does seem to cycle in and out of the meta. I remember the old joke because he always gets buffed in time for Worlds. Yep. Well, we're still quite a ways away from that happening, but Claire, nonetheless, picking him up. And Chiefs might add a little bit more punch, pizzazz to their composition. Ivern banned away as well as Kindred on the Legacy side. Let's see what they do take for only.
Have you run into an AP Shyvana yet?
I have seen it, but I have not encountered it in play, and we won't see it just yet. It looks like there's a Jax locked in.
Oh, that's really interesting, because Jax does pretty well into Kalista. Kalista's a fairly squishy champion. You dodge, you jump on her, you're able to take it down very quickly. Wonder whether that's going to be top or jungle Jax. I suspect right now jungle, because blind picking Jax top lane is a bold call, Cotton, and that is a Zed.
Want to talk about bold calls? Chaz, the assassin player, locks in the Zed very quick. Guts will take the Sejuani, and just like that, Legacy have got their composition. I'm just 100% convinced that it's Chaz on the Zed. I'm not even assuming at all Paprise would go for it.
No, it's going to be a mid lane Zed, and the other thing is Corki can run Exhaust if he wants to. It was actually one of the summoner spells of choice, but Chaz is going to have some really clear windows when he can kill this Corki. The reason Zed is allowed to come back into the meta, it was buffed a little bit, but also stopwatch has just been nerfed after nerfed after nerfed, so I think like allows him clear windows to be able to kill people again, and he does really need to pick up some kills to get rolling. But they just have a terrific 1-3-1. Rise one lane, Zed the other. You always want your split pushes to have separate damage sources so that the tank can't itemize heavily for it. So, you know, if Swiper falls a little bit behind, he's going to have to go something like an Adaptive Helm. All of a sudden, you know, after one item, he's dealing with Chaz. He does purely physical damage. Not going to really work out there. You know, maybe if Corki gets something like the Zonyas or, you know, I don't know, something crazy, Ninja Tabby, then Raya swaps into the lane. All of a sudden, you need a Hex Drinker or something like that. Just keeps people on their toes.
Legacy looking to certainly do that in this game. Still
I like
desperately trying to hunt
Legacy's
for some wins, but yeah, they've drafted some strong comps and towards their own strengths. So it looks good for them on paper, but when you put the nameplates back on, Chiefs still pound for pound a very strong team. What do you like about this draft, Spawn?
So about the Chiefs draft that I like, they've got really good 1-3-1. Time Kench facilitates the side lanes. And they've just got Swiper on a tank. And Swiper on a tank is going to be able to generate team fights. He always has been able to. He has a knack for it, the Rock in the top. And if they ever get too ingrained into the 1-3-1 here on Legacy side and they don't want to rotate to the play, Swiper's going to punish the 3 super hard. So that's what I like about the Chiefs draft. They do have, you know, very good scaling 80 carry for Raze, good mid laner for Claire. We said they're the 2 best, you know, team fighting carries in the league. Swiper on his tank. Only more on a PvE jungler, in my opinion. Jax is really good at clearing the jungle and taking things like Dragons and Rift Heralds, but at the same time, I like the creativity coming out of the Legacy draft. I think it's stronger earlier, and if they can get ahead in the game, anything can happen.
Well, we will see. So joining us for the start of this OPL Classico is the coach of Chiefs Esports Club. It is Volt. Welcome to the desk.
Thank you very much.
Good stuff. Let's open up and talk a little bit about that Legacy draft. And, you know, is this the kind of thing you were expecting out of them? We all know Chaz is a big old assassin player.
Yes, we scouted Chaz's solo queue and saw a lot of this going on, so we're not super surprised by this. However, the Rise Flex is something that I don't think Paprise has been doing much of. Maybe he's been hiding it in scrims and not playing much of it in solo queue. But it did come a little bit out of the blue. That's why the mid matchup isn't very good. But we're still relatively happy with the draft. I think the draft was very smart. Props to Denian.
And I was just saying that I think their team comp comes online earlier than yours, but if yours gets to 3 items, like, you're going to run over the top of them most likely. Is that how you're kind of seeing this? Just a big team fight ready for the Chiefs?
Yeah, that's correct. They still have 1-3-1, sort of, because we don't really have someone who can match side lane until very late with Jax. But it's true, we will win team fights from, you know, like the Triforce spikes and the Ezreal tier spikes.
And now, I got to ask Fantix last game. I don't know whether you saw like what he thought was the strengths of the Bombers. Being the closest team to the Bombers right now, kind of want to get your opinion as well. What do you think they do so well, and what do you think teams need to start changing in their game to be able to bridge that gap, you know, the Chiefs included?
Bombers are just extremely explosive. They will do whatever they think they can on the very edges of their limits, and because they are probably the best mechanical team in the region, they just execute way better than everyone else. So to catch up, I think teams just have to be like trying to force fights and things in scrims to just push their limits and get the mechanics gap that's already pretty wide to a thinner boundary.
Is that the kind of thing that you're focusing the Chiefs on as well, or are you just trying to improve generally across the board as the weeks go by?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. Whenever we scrim Bombers, the focus is always on like getting our mechanics up to the point that they need to be to beat them, because otherwise the scrims aren't very useful. If they're just mechanics maxing us in every fight, then we don't learn much out of it. So that's the focus in those scrims.
And I want to talk about kind of Only and Ayla, because you have some very experienced players in, you know, Claire, Raze, Swiper. But a lot of the time people say the utility roles do a lot of the talking early on in the game. How is that being facilitated in the Chiefs? And, you know, it appears on paper to be very successful. Are you happy with where it is as a coach?
It's more of a diverse, well, not like diverse, it's more like a distributed communication. Like everyone talks, it's not so much just Only and Ayla. However, Ayla, for a first split rookie, is incredibly active in comms and really useful for our team environment.
Really good to know as well. Well, thank you for joining us, Volt.
Thank you very much.
Good stuff. Always some good insight about how the comms go, especially with a successful team like Chiefs that also have an infusion of new blood, form of Only and Ayla. Start of the game pretty standard here.
I want to talk about something that isn't standard, is lethal tempo being picked up for Predator. Normally you see not Taste of Blood, Hail of Blades picked up. Because what it allows you to do at level 1 and a couple of levels afterwards is you just hop towards the 80 carry and just put 3 quick spears, and it just gains you like priority, first move, whatever you want to call it. I think we use priority too much still, so I'm going to try and dodge it, but it gives you the ability to hit the champions, then they can't hit the wave, and then you get to hit the wave instead. So little bit more scaling come out of Lethal Tempo. Allows you to break the attack speed cap, something that Kalista is a big fan of. Also going to be able to put a lot of spears into Swiper as the game progresses. Someone's going to have to cut him down to side. They don't have a tank buster. So it's an interesting choice, and I want to see whether it hurts Predator's laning phase too much, because this is a lane they must win, otherwise Ezreal's going to outscale hard.
Yeah, that's a good point. And we have seen a lot of Kalistas really not be able to step up to the plate and kind of deliver, not just in laning phase, but even in the later stages of the game when they don't get out to those leads.
I mean, they've been pretty good in laning phase, to be honest. I think we've seen Kalistas kill like nearly every single lane they've been in, and then they just fall off a cliff when the other AD carry has 2 items, because she's such a good Bork user. Every single thing that is in Blade of the Ruined King, Kalista wants. But after that point, like, is it a Hurricane build? Is it a Ginsu's build? Like, people are kind of stumbling a little bit, I think, and because she's not a crit or a Trinity Force user, her power isn't as much late game as what other AD carries are. I think, like, for example, I'll just use the order example because it's one on top of my head. But Jake and Ronan Dream 100% 2v2 killed their lane when they had it against the Chiefs.
Yeah, okay. So just because it feels like the play pattern's a little bit weird out into the mid game that people are just not sure what to make of it?
Well, that's supposed to be the strongest point of it, right? It's just that I think things have gone incorrect other places on the map that doesn't allow the Kalista to take over. But in saying that, like, once again, like 1-2 items very strong, after that point very weak. Kind of gets to a 6-item point where if you can't burst her, she has triple lifesteal and is very strong again. But it's just a champion in an interesting spot at the moment. I think has really clear windows of success and not success.
Speaking of 1-2 items as well, got to keep an eye on how Chaz goes. And whenever there's a Zed in the game, definitely want to start looking out for a few solo kills. But he's up against a Corki, which we've seen this matchup so many times throughout the years of League of Legends, and it's just such a frustrating one for the Zed because it's hard to go all in on a.
No, Chaz has to kill him. If Chaz doesn't kill him in this laning phase, no reason to pick up Zed. Like, as soon as he dings level 6, I'm expecting the all-in. You can see a lot of damage.
Ooh, he gets the Ignite a little earlier. Now there is that level 6. On with the Death Mark, looking for it. Should not be enough, but maybe that's just barely doesn't get the kill.
And he has flash and everything available. Still could have got one more auto. That's a nice ward over the wall to spot out only. But as I mentioned, like, Chaz needs to be able to kill Claire to make this pick work. And nearly got him there.
I wonder if he can try to stop this back. He'd have to do some serious shadow stepping to make it happen. But only is there with the guard. So, close call for the Chiefs mid laner. Doesn't result in a payoff for Chaz. Teleport back to lane, and we'll reset.
I mean, he did get the flash, but just the Ignite. Ignite a much shorter cooldown. And there is no boots too, like, or tabbies or anything being picked up for Claire. So there is going to be another time period, you know, when that Death Mark is back up and available where he can kill him. I think that it's just a matter of time now that that flash has been secured, unless Only can do some good camping on the Jax. Well, top lane is having a giggle.
Yep, Paprise trading some last back with big swips. Pretty even game up there so far. Only's going to start soloing out the Cloud Dragon. Not a whole lot of response here coming out from the Legacy lineup as Chaz only got back to mid, and Praedyth and Crazy didn't have the push going, so this one goes over.
Yeah, and really interesting that they didn't have the push when they are kind of not going up against the optimal build out of Ezreal, I want to say. You know, normally you'd like to see something like a Sheen first. Might have been off the end of the fact that Ray's got to teleport back to lane, generate some, you know, artificial push there in first move. But you can see now with Boots 2 being the rush that Praedyth is hella mobile in this lane.
Yeah, he is. He's hopping left, right, and center right now. Of course, out of combat, Raze and Ayla are going to be a little bit more speedy boys as well. The Cloud Dragon available. Legacy grouping up here.
Well, the
actually just sending out a set.
Yeah, the reason they're doing that, Pyro, is because they need to regain some form of control over bottom side river. The fact that Chaz had to go back at... Oh, hooks on.
They got the Ezreal swallowed up. Ayla just takes him there.
But there is a big window now where they can punish that. Eat is such a long cooldown nowadays, especially if you're not maxing it, that, you know, windows like that means the Ezreal has to play very defensive.
Allows them to get the push this time around. Not a lot for them to claim, but they can start to secure some vision inside of the Chiefs jungle. And they will do just that, sending out the Sentinel, putting down another ward. And now you see Guts sniffing around, looking for Claire, who plays fairly close to the tower here. Chaz has Deathmark back up.
They can just dive him outright. Guts has that level 6 mark. There is no cleansers, no QSS. Very surprised they're not going for it, to be perfectly honest. They know that blue buff's up, so they should be playing towards the top side of the map. That is where the Jax is. But I really want to see them like commit Guts' flash here and pick up that kill.
Only is going to start off on the blue buff of Legacy. Paprise knows this is happening, but can't react.
Like, it's Guts, if
away.
you just charge flash, he has to Volk, and then you just nail him with the ultimate. Like, there should be no way Claire escapes this game.
They're going for it, but that's just forced off the Valk. So at the end of the day, all they'll really pick up for this is turret plating, only going back up to the top, and you can see Paprise has already backed off. So it's turret plating traded on 2 different parts of the map.
And this is really nice out of the Chiefs, because Claire's just playing super respectfully. He knows he's a target. He knows that he's going to be able to outscale eventually. And he is currently being just camped hard. Paprise at the same time has got no tank stats as well, so if he got dove by Swiper and this Jax would fall down, and it's going to be a full tank Jax coming out, probably with 40% cooldown reduction. And top lane has taken way more damage.
Yeah, big commitment there, and it means that Chiefs just really coming out ahead in this. They're starting to stack up a gold lead off of the farm differential as well as the turret plating that's been going down. So Legacy really trying for a couple of setups, but it's very big telegraph play that Chiefs read out. Claire playing very safe.
And this is when I say that, you know, Guts' jungle kind of hasn't translated as well as I'm sure he would have hoped. And there's still time. Guts is a really young guy, and I think that he is super dedicated. One thing I will never take away from Guts is, like, his desire to make this work. But what I would have liked to see there is just, like, go sooner. Be unpredictable. Go when the wave is yet to crash. You're a Sejuani. You're pretty tanky at this stage of the game due to your passive, you know, Aftershock. Get some CC down, like, try and make this work, because they do have a window to snowball, and Claire's about to get his flash back up and available. So if Chaz can't make it work right now, Claire's just going to have flash, and he's just going to get towards that Phage, Trinity Force, and, you know, start out scaling, and Only's just taking everything on the map.
Yeah, they're just really not reacting fast enough. So they do back away from the Rift Herald, as it looked like Chaz might be moving for it, but Only actually has managed to move back in, and he shouldn't have. He's going to be able to dodge 1-2 shots, but maybe not much more for long as they turn their attention. First Blood goes the way of Claire, but it ends up being a 1-for-2 trade. Chiefs still coming out ahead.
Yeah, certainly doesn't. Swiper gets a kill as well. Disaster. Generally, as a Zed, if you find a jungler, you one-hit them, but Chaz wasn't able to get it done through the counter-strike, and Claire gets her First Blood. Now has himself a 10 CS advantage, takes a cheeky plate as well. Things looking up for the Chiefs right now, a 2,000 gold lead.
Well, they definitely came into this version of the OPL Classico looking like favorites right now. Big rebuilding here for the Legacy lineup. Praedyth tanks a true shot barrage out, but nonetheless, the tempo, the setup had been Legacy's for the start of this game, especially off the back of Chaz's Zed. It just hasn't yielded as many results as they would have liked.
And the thing is Swiper is just so tanky right now, he ignores all of Paprise's damage. This is one of the reasons that Swiper loves playing into tanks. If you can farm well, which he was able to do for the first levels, not get zoned, you know, even generate a little bit of the push, then all of a sudden, you know, you get to a point where until they have Void Staff, you just ignore them and you play PvE and you make them play against the wave, and it's super frustrating. That's certainly the stage of the game that right now Paprise is at. Look, he can't do anything against the Big Scion.
Excuse me. He had no rune charges on that one, and yeah, it doesn't matter how many bolts of magic you shoot at the rock in the top lane, you're not going to crack them. So he can just walk away and help secure this Rift Herald out for Only. Chiefs definitely getting the lion's share of everything on the map in this game.
And really impressive jungling from Only, the fact that he's up in CS and has picked up both neutral objectives. Like, just really well played. Certainly what you want to see out of the jungler of the Chiefs Esports Club.
Here's the play now for
Teleport
Legacy
coming in
looking
as
for
well.
the bottom side. Raze is under tower. Ayla should be able to swallow him up here, and he will. Actually walking the opposite way as the teleport comes through. Fate's Call, Legacy bail out, and it was just a teleport and some timely sidestepping that allowed it. And meanwhile, nobody's at home to defend the mid tower.
Yeah, and Only going to pick himself up even more gold. Gets 320 for free. If he gets out here, that's a massive swing play for the Chiefs, because you can see Rise still running towards the top lane as well. And Swiper's going to be able to take down 4 plates. That's 3 plates mid lane, 4 plates top lane. So much additional gold going over to the Chiefs Esports Club.
Chiefs just made that look so easy. The fact that they denied a huge, a massive bot dive by the Legacy lineup that invested so much, a teleport movement by Chaz. Surely they saw that one coming.
And now Chaz has his level 11 mark. That's pretty much it, where he's going to be as relevant as possible. Don't get me wrong, Zed still is a good side lane. It doesn't fall off as heavily as people make out, but I think that this is just his strongest portion of the game when he has his first item.
There's
like
the
this.
play. They've got the stun off. Now will they be able to turn it here? Only on the Counter-Strike coming back around. Immediate Chiefs reaction. They bring all 5 members to the party here, and it looks like it's Swiper trying to start this one off. He does run into the wall, but instead they turn for the Dragon.
And I mean, that's nicely done out of the Legacy lineup. Actually, you know, Guts burns his flash this time around. They bait the teleport out. They will lose the Dragon, as you said, but it does relieve a lot of pressure for their top laner right now in Paprise. He's going to be able to return the treatment with a couple of plates himself. Chaz going to look for anyone trying to cheat in a rotation. Not going to be able to find them, but I like that play out of Legacy. I think that that's a good force.
Last second, the turret plating for Paprise, so he does pick that up.
Should be able to get one here. Like, I don't think he's sitting on all that much gold, so should just be able to continue to push in as well.
He's going to back off. But
Interesting.
yeah, I guess he's maybe a little bit afraid that Swiper's going to shove him in again. Legacy have managed to, as you pointed out, they did cut down the advantage just a little bit there, grab a little gold back for themselves, but they're still down 2,000 in a hole, and blue buff coming back. Claire picks that one up, and he's just played this Zed matchup so well.
Yeah, he's played it really impressively. You know, credit to Claire, didn't fall down on the first one. It was a close thing. Looked like he was sub, 100 health. So being able to live through that, and now just being able to farm up a Storm, it's really, really nice. He also was a facilitator in that first blood and the second kill they picked up. So, yeah, across the board, Chiefs are just playing super well. Pretty standard. Nothing really going wrong. Nothing really going, extremely right. It's only been 3 kills in the first 15 minutes, and it looks like we're on for the slow burn team fight Chiefs style.
No, we talk about how this team is just an all-around solid squad, and this is kind of a textbook example of how they know how to play around some of these wild cards, like the likes of the Chaz Zed. And they've just done it with such consistency in the OPL here. Looking for their 11th win at the end of the second round robin.
So that's a mechanic we don't get to talk about a lot with Kalista, but obviously Kalista's auto attack, every time she puts a autos you, she puts a spear in. And people think about the rend a lot. However, if you put like spears into a creep and then you kill the creep with your Q, all of the spears pass through to whatever is behind that creep when it dies. You saw that stage, it was raised, you got 3 spears put into him, you kill another creep with the rend, it resets the cooldown of the rend, which means that you have really good staying power in fights. So nice mechanics coming out of Praetor there, showing that he can play the champion pretty well.
Next dive attempt here coming out of Legacy, but it looks like it's sniffed out fast enough for Raze and Ayla to retreat, and ends up being a tower trade.
Oh, they use the Tahm Kench ultimate, however, into the mid lane, so they're going to look to trade the 2-for-1.
That's going to be pretty big
They're
here
also
for
diving
Chiefs.
Paprise as well at the same time.
Take more advantages when they can. Chiefs are just
Paprise
everywhere on this map
dead.
right now. Paprise is out of there, and Chiefs get everything and more.
So really nicely done from the Chiefs. You can see Swiper a little bit low, but they're going to get some damage onto that turret as well, and they're kind of just pulling Legacy everywhere.
I mean, only might be a Jungle Jax, but we're starting to see him just thonk away at all these towers. This is looking pretty rough for Legacy's objectives.
And going Trinity for a second means that, he's super confident in the side lane. Normally we see something, a little bit more defensive, like a Warmogs. He is a good team fighter, Jax, if you build a little bit tankier as well. Jungle doesn't get all that much gold, but as I mentioned, Only's done a really good job of keeping up in farm and has got some turret plating as well for himself. So is certainly ahead of the clock. This is what happened in the top lane fight. Paprise turns around, tickles Swiper. Swiper says, okay, I'll tank the turret, let's go.
And then Only hops in, Counter-Strike, and yeah, that's pretty easy from there.
Yeah, really nicely done. So impressive so far from the Chiefs. They're now 3,000 gold up, and they haven't had to really take any big risky plays.
No, it's just been a slow build for them, and Legacy have been trying to find opportune moments to react, but Chiefs have just been able to do it that much faster. Now, big wave pushes out on the bottom side in favor of Chiefs as Raze cleared away the last of the resistance. And the rest of Legacy are moving in unison towards the mid lane, hoping to try and catch out Claire, who's just been defying death this whole game. Here comes Praetor. That's one shot. He's got Ayla in his back pocket, though. He's perfectly fine. And another tower falls for Chiefs.
Yeah, you don't want to chase into that fog of war.
Nice back away. More work on the tower.
The collapse is coming in here. That's also going to be a recall from Raze. They want to fight this.
They hear the Scion Pain train incoming, and it looks like Claire already starts by taking out Paprise, and they've caught out Crazy and Praedyth. They do pull the Scion in. The fight is happening on a different front here. Swiper going to flash away from the Thresh box. Praedyth is flashing as well, and Raze might have overstepped his boundaries just a little bit here, but he backs away over to Ayla, and Claire takes down the Zed. It's a fight on multiple fronts, but it is one that Chiefs are managing to win by the skin of their teeth. They still come up with everything and do not lose a man.
And look how low Raze is, Ayla is, even Claire and Swiper at half health, and yet the Chiefs wipe Legacy, just able to eke out individual advantages. Ayla's laughing, and the Chiefs have exploded this mid-game.
That they have 8 kills in 18 minutes, and they are knocking on the second-tier tower in the mid lane. Chiefs are owning this map.
Certainly are, and now they're 6,000 gold up, and the windows for players are just slowly closing. You can see that's just so much damage.
Paprise gets completely collapsed on. He's not even in this fight.
Certainly does, and then, you know, they're just able to continue to play. Ayla playing the ultimate goalie, stopping people, and Chaz is just having to put most of his damage onto the tanks. That's not where you want to be. Only must go for a cheeky jungle smite here to get some health back. He does, and then has impact on the play. Just look at the awareness of this Chiefs Esports Club lineup, and you know, we mentioned Guts trying his best to pick up a couple of kills on the back end, wasn't able to get a triple kill for Claire, and this Corky now well and truly online.
5-0, yeah, I think he's kind of going turbo at this point. We already saw him have a Trinity Force, but he's been able to add a BF sword and Sork shoes to that. Very short order, only soloing out another Mountain Drake. This will make objective taking even easier for the Chiefs. And the Baron is up in a very convenient 20 seconds, Spawn.
Certainly is, and now you have to say that Legacy, you know, they either find a pick, use Sejuani ult to lock someone down. Actually, Praedyth in some trouble, maybe. Not going to show Praedyth, we're just going to check out only.
Yep, that's okay. He's out of there. Still, though, danger everywhere you go. Only waiting in this brush, and one of the last champions you want to face check is a Jax. Meanwhile, down to the bottom, Swiper having a great old time just solo pushing, and he's just got the jump on what Chaz is trying to do on the opposite side. Chiefs just continue to demolish these turrets.
Well, there is no good answer anymore for Chaz because he can't team fight. You know, Stopwatch picked up, as well as Iceborne Gauntlet, you know, very tanky members as the other one, so there's no really good target for him. So he's looking for an isolator 1v1. So he says, I'm going to pressure the base. The Chiefs say, well, here's some turrets we prepared earlier because we're ahead in this situation. And Chaz can't even continue to push because too many people have disappeared off the map, so he thinks he's being collapsed on.
He's
so
going
he has to run out.
Yep, he's walking it away. You can see the Abyssal Voyage still available for Ayla here. They will not pull the trigger on it, but they're well aware of his movements. And it's just going to be left cleanup duty for Legacy. 20 minutes on the board, and a 6,000 gold advantage for Chiefs. Full control of this game right now, and it just goes to show you why they are currently sitting in second place in the standings.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're getting a really good, I guess, idea today of what the relative strength of the teams are. And Chiefs seem to be really comfortable with the scaling team fighting aspect of the game. Bombers just seem comfortable, period, on Summoner's Rift at the moment. Order still stumbled today against the Direwolves, and Direwolves played pretty standard. You know, a little bit more of a double mage comp, not what we're used to seeing, but the actual way they played the game outside of the draft was similar.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay. He's down. Goodbye, Dobie.
And yeah, I think Avant versus Mammoth was kind of the most telling because it showed that Avant on their day are a good team. You know, they're not just good individual players. Team-wise, they have that part of the game covered as well.
Yeah, Mammoth still have a bit of a ways to go. So, you know, we've got one more round robin after all of this. There's 3 more weeks to play, including a Super Week 10 where we'll have 6 games a day, and that really is going to be it before the gauntlet starts. But before that all happens, there's still some play going on as Chiefs trying to take down the Baron with 3, now 4 members. Should be able to get it because Legacy, cowed as they are, really don't have a lot of time to react to this. And it's going to go down. You see Chaz going in for a sneaky play, but it doesn't amount to anything as Swiper leading the charge here. Will get stunned up, but that's just a retreat path for Guts now. And it's a 5-man Baron take for the Chiefs.
And now 8,000 gold lead as well. They've already taken down all the outer turrets apart from one. I'm sure Swipe is about to march into that top lane wave. And it just seems that Legacy, I like the creativity of the draft. I actually think that they put together a really good comp. If that first kill had gone across to Chaz, maybe we're talking about a different game. But right now, it does feel like they have been outscaled. It looks like, you know, a good team fight, not really on the card. So it's just going to be about trying to pick trying to get to an area of the map first. I like this from Praedyth, you know, get to a brush, make sure it's pink watered. Try and throw your support at them, see if you can generate something.
Maybe they can get a pick, but that is going to require an almost perfect setup and some lapses of judgment on the Chiefs' part, and they just seem to be playing that 1-3-1 out just brilliantly here. You can see it in action. Top side is the Jax, bot side is the Corki. Legacy, resources thin. They're going to try to go for the play here, flashing forward. Here's the face call, and it hits the wall. Crazy does not predict the hook where he wanted it to go, and there's the turn on. It is a 5v3, and Legacy still unable to find anything in this. In fact, they nearly lose Crazy, and the true shot makes it so! The turnaround from Chiefs way too big here, and now Claire marching the minion wave into the bot side. He could get collapsed on, but in comes the Tom Kench, and he brought Swiper as well.
Oh man, that's depressing.
There's just not a whole lot that Legacy can really do here, even though they're inside of the base. Chiefs are still happily wearing away at those health bars. They do lose Ayla, but they are still turning it around. The double kill to the Corki. Claire comes back off the Guardian Angel and is ready to keep on rocking. Paprise limping away to his own fountain, and meanwhile, Only has been quietly pushing the wave into inhibitors.
Yeah, it certainly has. So Only doesn't even join that fight. The split pushing Jungle Jax about to complete the Flame Horizon. And is that them teleporting to try and finish?
That's Claire. He comes right through. Redemption coming out, but it's not going to be very redeeming here for the Legacy lineup. There's a shutdown onto Only. Maybe Chiefs go a little too far forward as Claire is tanking Nexus turrets. And I think he's going to go down here, so Chiefs can't quite end, but they will be able to open the base up before giving a few kills away.
Claire had a 25 stack Majia's game against Order. Now 9 1-1 performance on the Corki. Such an impressive weekend for the Chiefs Esports Club mid laner, playing against his old squad of Legacy. Really enjoying watching Claire play at the moment, playing with swagger, playing with confidence. Spear of Shojin has been completed for
It is now
Only
the
as
Spear
well.
of Jax officially.
Yeah, absolutely is. And when your Jax doesn't even have to come to the party, and he can have that impact.
Yeah, he's not required to just keep pushing the waves. He's fine. And Ray's a little cheeky with the stopwatch. Not that he really needed it. I feel like that one was on purpose.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. In a professional game, you go back, buy a stopwatch, and then use it instantly.
Oh, did he just buy? Okay. All right,
Absolutely.
all right.
he did.
All right. I thought he was hanging on to that. That changes everything. But yeah, this has been a roughie, and Chiefs just owning everything and more. They should be able to end this game before the Baron buff expires if they just kind of move it down the line. Oh, now it goes away. Never mind. And this might just be the final fight.
Yeah, Swiper just providing the brick wall, and Legacy kind of have to go. 2 inhibitors down. Super Creep's about to start crashing. Where is it?
Looks like it. There's going to be the chop down, the counter-strike through, looking for Praedyth. The hook is on to Only, but he goes golden. Looks like a reset from the Chiefs right now. They will back away into the belly of the Tom Kench. Goes the Jax on the retreat path right now. This is the desperate fight for Legacy, but if they can win it, this could be the start of something. Ray starts to turn it around. Look at all the damage out of the Ezreal. He's already got the double, looking for more. Crazy backing away. That is the triple. He's hunting for the rest of this fight. In goes the Zed with the death mark, and that is going to not be nearly enough as Chaz trying to sidestep around, but the Super Creeps are still rocking on top of these Nexus turrets. There's the Abyssal Voyage back to just cut out the legs from the rest of this one. Paprise desperately trying to clear away, but it is only Nexus, and Chiefs in the end only need 26.5 minutes to take the Nexus and finish out their round robin with a win. What a win it was.
Yeah, really impressive game from the Chiefs Esports Club. Just across the board, every single one of them played well, like no weak links. At no stage of the game did that seem to be getting out of control at all. The 1-3-1 was never really kicked off by the Rise and the Zed, and you can see exactly what Legacy wanted to do. This is a frustrating thing, but the inability to be able to execute upon it just because of the fact that they were never able to generate a lead in any of their lanes. It's just a massive deal, and once again, like, this is one of those games where that's a young lineup trying something new. I really like the draft out of Denian. Even Volt, you know, credited the coach of the Legacy Esports lineup. But that's like, when you want to impose your will on a game and you can't, is one of the most frustrating things in League of Legends. And I'm sure Chaz and Paprise especially felt that frustration the entirety of the game.
They certainly must have, and it just, you could see it becoming more apparent as they tried to force plays. And, you know, really big credit to them for just not giving up and laying down, just letting letting Chiefs walk over them, even though it looked like that's what happened at the end. They kept fighting to the last man. And unfortunately for them, Chiefs just the better team, not just on the day, but on the split. Chiefs look very close to unstoppable if you discount Bombers.
Yeah, they certainly do. I mean, I think they have lost a game. They've lost 3 games, I think,
All together, yeah. 3 games now.
Yeah.
One of them to Bombers the second time. One of them to Order, I believe.
Yeah, and one to Mammoth, I think.
Yeah, on a Resurgence. Or no,
yeah.
that was at the beginning.
Yeah, so I think, like, you know, they've beaten kind of everyone in the league that they have to beat. They've shown that they can do it. They've also shown that on a couple of times they've been a little bit scrappier than they would have liked. But I think all team fighting teams kind of have that. On the day, if you don't win the early team fights, the later game team fights become difficult. So, yeah, they're in a really good spot. They 100% are in contention to win this split still.
They certainly are. Chiefs are a well-oiled machine. Let's see what the couch has to say about that victory.
I'm just letting you guys know to remind me something in 20 seconds. How do we feel about that game? I mean, Chiefs doing Chiefs things, rounding out the way that we knew that they probably would.
Well, I think kind of expected is how it played out. The cast was hitting on the fact that, like, Legacy, they're doing this style. Denigan in his interview was like, look, we're struggling with mid-game to get there at an even pace, so we're just picking for early game. That's what they did. Chaz very close to solo kill at level 6, as Jake is calling it, and then doesn't work out. They have Callista Thresh, don't get enough of an advantage, and if you don't get that lead, it's just very hard to play that game.
And I do respect Legacy for doing that, you know? Like, I do respect that a team has said, we recognize this is where either we are stronger or where we are weaker in terms of how we play League of Legends, and we're against a good team, so we go hard in where we're stronger, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We picked that style, and yes, he was close. He was a hair's breadth away from perhaps getting that kill. And maybe the landscape of the map does change by getting that kill, getting that extra gold for himself, but in the end, it doesn't actually matter too much. Chiefs are still too strong once they get a lead. You give them a sniff, they ended up taking the game in 27 minutes.
Yep.
There you go. That's all that needs to be said. It is another weekend of League of Legends all wrapped up. A reminder to you guys as well, week 9, we are partnering for mental health. We're doing Recall and Restore. We're partnering with Headspace and Lavar to help work on mental health and well-being for the League of Legends host community. So it's the 15th and 16th of March, week 9. Go to learnwithleague.com for more info. That should be a good week.
Yeah, certainly. We did it last split. Very good cause. You know what I mean? I feel like also like mental health in the gaming sphere is something that's talked about a lot, which is like a pretty cool thing.
Yep.
And partnering again, I back it.
That's right. Now, before we go, we have Only at the desk with Pyra.
Only one player, but a good one as well. And congratulations on the win. You guys took a pretty, honestly, easy one over Legacy, and you were like halfway out of that game. How was it to basically play PvE until you kind of jumped into the fights?
Okay, I wouldn't say it was an easy one. There were a few, like, you know, sketchy fights and whatnot, but I mean, it's a play style that I love to play, like just farming side lanes, just PvE, farming jungle, like I love that. So yeah.
So you've got a bit of a split pusher in you, that's for sure.
Yeah, Jax, I love it. It's so much fun.
That's good stuff. So it's nice to see a little bit of development as well. And I think Chiefs have been looked at as this lineup that's full of very strong, very experienced players. But you are one of the newer ones. Now you came from Legacy. So what's it like being on the other side of the OPL Classico?
I mean, it's not that different. It's more just different player play styles and whatnot. I like Legacy a lot, but yeah, it's definitely like a new environment here. Just definitely different in game with the team fight style, but we've also been doing like the split push and stuff as well. So yeah, no, it's good.
So you get to get a little variety, a little bit of team fight, a little bit of split pushing as well.
Both, so yeah.
That's nice. So for the Chiefs, obviously you guys have had a very solid split so far. A couple of losses, as you mentioned. There have been, even in some of your games that have seemed pretty decisive, you've had a couple of moments where you felt uncertain. How do you feel about Chiefs' chances to really take it all this split?
Yeah, despite the dominance that's been shown from Bombers, I still think Bombers, AV, Mammoth, and you know us, the Chiefs, are all actually like pretty close. I don't think it's as one-sided as maybe the last couple of weeks have shown. So I think any of those teams, maybe not as much AV, like no flame to Rusty, but I think Mammoth, Chiefs, or Bombers in particular, they can all take it, like really. Yeah.
Okay, so what would need to be the thing that changes to get Chiefs over that hump and get you guys in the first place spot?
I think for us, just like team cohesion, like committing to the one play and being like really confident. I still feel a bit of hesitation in our gameplay, like on stage and scrims just in general. And I think once we come together as like one unit, you know, classic Chiefs style, I think we will definitely be a huge threat to Bombers and Mammoth, yeah.
Excellent stuff. Well, congratulations on your win. Thanks for joining me once again, Only.
Thank you.
All right, to close it out, we're going to go ahead and send it back to the couch and Nick in the box.
I'm in a box. It's a big box. We also call it a room here in Australia, Pyra. Bryce,
Oh,
I'm very sorry. Oh, God.
drop my line.
Yeah, I mentioned
You
it
don't
on
wanna
the
drop
floor.
that.
It would be dirty.
I don't want to drop this one.
Yeah.
Because if I have to eat that one, it's gross. And
You
I'd
do
much
have to
prefer-
eat that one. You have to eat two.
No,
Twitch chat
no.
is, they're actually saying you need to eat it. Don't forget to eat the second lime. No limes, no
Literally,
wins.
no one is saying that.
No limes, no wins. 2 limes, 2 over Gravitas next week. Eat.
Eat.
There you go.
Eat,
So-
all caps,
Yeah.
eat.
Eat.
Look, I will eat. Oh, god damn. I'm really struggling with this one. But
Stop playing with your food. You
am I eating now?
No,
Am I-
well, yeah, you can. In fact, you know what? Just start eating. It's fine. All right. Well,
sure.
that is it for the evening. It's been a wonderful one. Bryce, once you break through that
Oh,
fleshy
dear.
skin. Oh no! Right on the socks. You've got both pairs of socks.
Can you grab paper
are
towels?
wet.
Pyra! Can you grab the paper towels?
Both pairs are soaking wet now.
It's going everywhere.
This is why I love
Give me
the
the ball.
OPL. Can you talk us through the results from today,
Me?
please, Bryce? Yep.
Okay, so the results from the day started off. Bombers eventually take the win over Gravitas in game number 1. Order had a very close one against Direwolves, but they pulled out the victory there. AV in what we'll call an upset victory over Mammoth, you know, fighting for the top spot and rounding themselves out as a very strong team. And then Chiefs absolutely smacking Legacy last game of the day in OPL Classico.
I need another bite. Fantastic. And then standings. Let's run through those.
Me?
Yep.
Well, okay. Bombers have, a little bit of a shiver. Bombers now out and out first. Have been for a couple of weeks. They have 2 games over the Chiefs. I have lime
You
all
are just
all-
moist.
over my face. It's an interesting one. Chiefs currently sitting second with 11 wins, only 3 losses. AV have their advantage over Mammoth now. They've got 2 points in the head-to-head, so absolutely sitting above. They have 2-point lead as well. Mammoth, we see in number 4, and then Gravitas Order sitting on the same win-loss streak. I think they've split games, so that's a 1-1 there. Both 6 wins and 8 losses. Legacy, second last, 3-11, and then Dial's rounding out the bottom of the ladder.
I need you to take a bite of that nubby bit on the end.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Just a bit. Yeah, come on.
No.
Yeah, good. And then you can take us through, let's say, Friday's schedule for next week.
Just wringing out a towel.
It's a nubby bit.
Yeah, I know. It's the best bit.
Gravitas versus AV. Game number 1. This is so citrusy. I'm so citrusy. Bombers versus Legacy, game number 2. Mammoth, ranked number 5, I think, taking on Direwolves last 11, then Chiefs Order, rounding out the rest of the day. Next week, it is Friday.
All right, that is it. I'm so citrusy. I mean,
just
that's
so citrusy.
That's the Bryce catchphrase now. If you're painting a picture, I feel like it needs to include that there somewhere. Thank you very much, guys, for hanging out for this weekend of League of Legends action. It's been a very pleasurable one, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, pleasure.
Bryce, how you feeling?
How citrusy.
Very moist.
All right, well, we're going to be done. We'll be back next Friday, and I'm going to make Bryce eat the second life. Eat it, you coward. Put it in your mouth.
Thank you.